Hello, YouTube world. John with GunSafetyTraining101.com and Gun Safety Training on YouTube. Here we are on YouTube. I'm going to talk to you today about trigger reset. I'm going to simplify it and bring it down to hopefully common language. When I was new to the gun world, a lot of the stuff the guys and gals said online were, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I'm going to try to keep it simple and keep it straightforward. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is safety check this Glock 19. Here's another thing. Why do gun instructors always safety check their guns in front of the cameras when I know, everybody knows that they've already been safety checked? Well, as instructors, we are advocates of safety. So we do it online, just to let you guys know that we just feel it's really important to do. So I'm going to pull the magazine on this gun. I'm going to rack the slide a couple of times. I'm going to look in the chamber looking for brass or nickel. I'm going to stick my finger in the magazine well. I'm going to look down the magazine well to see that it's empty again, and I'm going to look in the chamber one more time. This gun's unloaded, so I can pull the trigger. Now, as far as trigger reset is concerned, there's a bit of play from the front to the back right there, and then you hit what some people refer to or call the trigger wall. Now I'm going to squeeze the trigger until the gun goes click. The gun went click. The slide would cycle. Did you hear the click? That is the trigger reset. The gun is ready to fire again from that position. So it fires, it racks. What a lot of people do is they take their finger off the trigger and back on it. Now that means that they have to make up all this trigger slack again. There are a couple different schools of thought in this. When you pull the trigger, to learn it, this is how I teach it. To learn it, you just slowly get there and let it click and you're on the trigger wall again. Pull the trigger, the gun goes bang. Click, gun goes bang. Other people say that you should, and this is fine, come on and off the trigger real quick. It clicked while my finger was moving, and that way you don't necessarily have the opportunity for an accidental double tap. But if you practice this, eventually you'll get to that. So the gun goes bang. Gun goes bang again, you're on the wall. So this is a Glock 19, as we can see, has a two-piece trigger, and that is the trigger reset for this gun. There's the wall. Some people say there's actually walls behind the walls, which, okay, great, fine. But I'm just gonna go simple. There's one wall right there. The gun goes bang. That is a Glock 19. This is a Sig Sauer P320X carry. Let's unload it. First thing I'm going to do is remove the magazine, cycle the slide 2 or 3 times, lock it to the rear, check the chamber. What are we looking for? Brass or nickel, exactly. Stick my finger in the magazine well, look down the magazine well, and go back to the chamber one more time. Gun's unloaded. Okay, Sig Sauer. Different trigger setup on the Sig Sauer. You can see that the position of the trigger is different, and it has a different shape. This trigger is designed to break, aka go bang, at 90 degrees from the bottom of the gun. It breaks a little bit before that in this case, but this gun goes bang right there. See how little movement there is from front to back after the wall? I'm going to hold the trigger back, and I'm going to release the trigger. There's very little movement in this trigger from front to back once the gun goes bang. So there's the reset, gun goes bang, and it moves barely 1/8 of an inch after I pulled the trigger. So gun goes bang, and then it moves very little forward. So there's very little play right here. Very little. And I like that about this gun a lot. This gun has very little movement. The Glock, on the other hand, has quite a bit of movement. Probably a little over 1/4 of an inch. Sig Sauer, on the other hand, has about just over 1/8, maybe 1/8, maybe 3/16, maybe. Then it goes bang, it cycles, and you're back on the wall. So learn your gun, learn the trigger reset location of that gun, practice slowly. But what learning trigger reset will do is help you get more accuracy out of your gun because you're not moving your finger as far. And there are 2 different weights too, really, when you get right down to it. The amount of physical pressure it takes to go from here to here is different than what it does from there to there. So if you just go to the trigger reset, aka the wall, you have one constant pressure you're using, and you're pushing the trigger to the rear, and the gun goes bang. So with that said, it'll help your accuracy and it'll help your speed at the same exact time. Mind you, accuracy always, always, always trumps speed. You cannot miss your target fast enough. So accuracy always has to trump speed. In this particular aspect of a striker fire, now only striker fires have trigger reset, this particular aspect will help you with both your accuracy and your speed at the exact same time. So go ahead and practice the trigger reset of your gun, get it done, and do it in a controlled, empty atmosphere. 3 things required for a gun accident: a gun, finger, live ammo. Get rid of the live ammo, practice your trigger reset on your gun in a safe environment, and then take it out to the range with live ammo. So there you go, trigger reset. Be safe.